So I'm going to put you on the spot this morning and ask you who your Fantasy Thistle team would be over the time you've played with the club.
It's a tricky question. There'll be a few no happy probably. They don't make it. We'll start off the goalkeepers. Probably really one of the toughest. Between Scott Fox and Thomas Tierney. Sure. Scott, while he was here, I thought was outstanding, and in many ways they're really similar. They train really hard. They've got great attitudes. I'd love to be able to put the two of them in, but I can't see past Thomas Tierney just now. You know, I think I put Thomas up there with the best in the league. Sure. So you know, I think out with the Old Firm, he's probably got one of the best clean sheet records. Yeah. So he would have to be the goalkeeper. As a back four, I think I'll do the 4-2-3-1, which is our kind of normal formation. Keep Daffer happy. He'll keep him pleased. He's going to be in the team, so he'll be actually even more happy. Right back, I'd put Stephen O'Donnell. Yeah. Pace, power. When he gets forward, he was a good deliverer of the ball for guys like myself who wanted that. Sure. So he would be right back. Two centre halves would be the manager, Alan Archibald, alongside Liam Lindsay. Yeah. I think as a pair, the two of them would work very well. The gaffer obviously had that bit more experience than Liam's got, but I think in many ways again that they're pretty similar. They're big, strong, powerful guys who you'd hate to play against. And like I say, I think Liam would actually learn, and is learning, playing under the manager, but I think if he played alongside him, he would learn even more. Sure. Left back would be Aaron Taylor-Sinclair. A bit like Stephen O'Donnell, I think going forward, the two of them had bundles of energy. Lots of power, lots of pace, and again, once they get to the final third, that's where it really counts. Your delivery really counts then. Likewise, they're both good defenders, so I think they've got the best of both worlds. So that would be my back four. In front of them, the two that would sit in would be one by Stuart Bannigan. I think Stuart's shown in the time he's been here before he got injured there just how good he really was. Yeah. It really is, and you know, it was recognised by teams down south who were waiting to nab him. Yep. Unfortunately, he got his injury, but we're hoping he gets back to that kind of level. And I'm sure he will. You know, I think he's working hard just now, and we're all looking forward to him coming back. And I think he'll be a big plus for the team when he's back fit. Alongside him would be Adam Barton. Mm-hmm. I think I regard Adam as probably one of the best players in the league. Yeah. Technically, you know, I think he can play centre half. He can play in the middle of the pitch. But I think he's one of the best players in the league, not just in this team. I think Adam would do well in most teams in the league, so, and most teams would be delighted to have him, so we're pleased we've got him under contract. Sure. In front of them, in the middle of the three, I'd put Simon Donnelly. Yeah. Sid, when I first came to the club, Simon Donnelly was unbelievable, especially in training. You know, he was a joy to play with and train with every day. And he was one of the kind of players that you learned massive amounts from. I personally did, and I'm sure other players that played with him at the time did as well. He had an eye for a pass. You know, again, if guys like myself up front were looking for those wee balls, slipped into your feet, ran about the box, and Sid was your man for that. To the right of him, I'd put Chris Erskine. You know, I've played with Squiddy since almost day one, and you know, again, on his day, Squiddy bamboozles teams. Yeah. Then he falls over the ball sometimes, which gives us a laugh. But you know, on his day, you know, he absolutely bamboozles teams, and he is a match winner. And he's obviously set up the majority of my goals, so I would have to include him. But you know, I think coming off that wing, Kris steps in on his left foot, and it really bamboozles teams because they don't know which way he's going to go. Yeah. He throws his wee step over in, and it can go anyway. So he'd be out there. On the other side, Stevie Lawless. I think over the last kind of few years, myself, Squiddy, Lawless have a good relationship and an understanding together. We know where each other's going to move. We know how they're going to move, and the kind of passes we want and crosses that we want. You know, so they don't expect me to run away out into the corner because I'm not going. The goal's in the middle, so I'm going to stay in the middle. So, you know, they know that I'm not going to do that, and I know where they're wanting the ball as well. So, you know, we have got that good relationship. So Lawless gets the nod for the left, and then I need to put myself up front. If I wasn't going to put myself up front, I think I would go Mark Roberts. I only played with Mark briefly. I kind of replaced Mark Roberts here. But a bit like Simon Donnelly, when I first arrived here, I was overwhelmed with how good his finishing was when you see him up close. You've seen how he trained every day, how he played every day. He was an excellent finisher, both feet. And I think if I wasn't putting myself in that position as the lone striker, I would have put Mark Roberts in. But I've scored more goals than Mark, so I'm getting the nod now. And I don't start as many games anymore, so I'm putting myself in.
Brilliant. We appreciate that. That's a testimonial team pick now, then.
That's it, picked. That's us sorted. Don't know who will play.